Hi, my name is Irdina and I will be presenting my part in our project, which is comparing syllable structure, connected speech, and intonation in L2 English. So the first part is introduction. So we have suprasegmental features, intonation patterns, transfer features from their first language, and syllable structure, rhythm, and intonation patterns to identify pronunciation differences and language influence. So the first one, suprasegmental features. It includes syllable structure, rhythm, and intonation, which help convey meaning, emotion, and grammatical boundaries in spoken English. The second one, intonation patterns, is rising and falling pitch, help distinguish meanings, attitudes, and sentences, such as questions and statements. And for the third point, it's to show non-native speakers often transfer features from their first language, leading to issues such as misplaced stress, flat intonation, and unnatural rhythms, which may affect intelligibility and fluency and also the understanding of the language. And lastly, this study analyzes the suprasegmental features of a non-native speaker by comparing their speech with BBC English, focusing on syllable structure, rhythm, and intonation patterns to identify pronunciation differences and language influence. So for our literature review, we have to pick a research article. So my first article studies about the syllables and how it organizes important phonological features such as stress, rhythm, and tone in spoken language. And also, English relies on an onset rhyme system where word endings often provide stronger cues for word recognition than word beginnings. And it also studies how Tamil follows a Moraic phonological system where syllable weight is measured through moras and long vowels, plus certain consonants contribute additional phonological weight. So, the key difference is English syllables usually remain within a bimoraic structure, while Tamil syllables often exceed this limit and create pronunciation challenges for Tamil speakers when they are learning English.
Okay, so hello everyone. So for the literature review part, we selected the article Word Order in English and Tamil with Orientation to Translation by Rajendran Sankaravelayutan. The study focuses on the differences between English and Tamil word order typology. English follows an SVO structure, which means subject, verb, object, while Tamil follows an SOV structure or subject, object, verb. The article explains that English has a stricter sentence structure, whereas Tamil allows more flexibility in word arrangement. The main aim of the research is to compare these structural differences and understand how they affect translation between the two languages, especially in clauses such as relative clauses, subordinate clauses, and complement clauses. In terms of methodology, the researcher used contrastive analysis and typological theories to examine sentence structures, grammatical patterns, and some phonological aspects of both languages. The finding shows that the differences between English and Tamil affect not only sentence order but also the entire grammatical system. These differences often create challenges in translation and may result in awkward or unnatural translations if translators directly transfer structures from one language to another. In conclusion, the study highlights the importance of understanding word order typology to improve both human and machine translation between English and Tamil. That's all for me. We go to the next part.
So for Article 2, it discusses about assimilation, which is it occurs when a sound changes due to a neighboring sound. For example, the word that person has per influence when we speak it fastly, while elision involves the omission of sounds such as T, D, and H. The key findings of this article are many students struggle to recognize connected speech feature, often and they often misidentifying word boundaries, tense markers, and transcribing words only as they heard them. So the conclusion of this article is that EFL learners need greater exposure to authentic English input, and teachers should include listening, transcription, and connected speech activities to improve suprasegmental listening comprehension.
Okay everyone, so for our literature review, we selected the article Phonetic Emphasis in Tamil by James A.E. Vinton. In this explanation, we are going to explain based on the topic stress and intonation. So the study focuses on how stress and emphasis are produced in spoken Tamil. Earlier researchers believed that emphasis in Tamil was mainly shown through the lengthening of the sounds, especially in the first syllable. However, this study argues that stress, emphasis, and intonation are more complex than previously believed. The main aim of the research was to identify the phonetic features that signal emphasis in Tamil speech. The researcher investigated whether emphasis is expressed through pitch, loudness, or duration. To conduct the study, a native Tamil speaker pronounced sentences in different ways, normally with the first noun emphasized and with the second noun emphasized. The recordings were then analyzed using a speech analysis system called CECIL, which measured speed, pitch, loudness, and duration. The finding showed that pitch and loudness were the strongest indicators of emphasis. While duration was not always reliable, emphasized words usually had a higher pitch and greater loudness, but they were not consistently longer in duration. In conclusion, the study shows that Tamil emphasis cannot be explained only through sound lengthening. Instead, emphasis is mainly identified through a combination of pitch and loudness, providing a more detailed understanding of stress and intonation in spoken Tamil. Thank you so much. We go to the next part.
IPA transcript comparison table. So this table compare the BBC Standard of English with our participant pronunciation, which she is an Indian speaker. So most of the observed features, we find that she would drop H in a word, which is she will pronounce have as F, home as om, and her as er. And then we have substitution, and also multiple deviations and syllable reduction, and also diphthong reduction. So that is all for my part. Thank you.
Okay, so hello everyone. So for the discussion part, the findings of our study show that the non-native speakers' pronunciation differs significantly from the BBC Standard English model, especially in suprasegmental features such as syllable structure, rhythm, stress, and connected speech. One major pattern identified was frequent H dropping in words like have, her, and house. This reflects first language influence from Tamil, where aspiration functions differently from English. As a result, the speaker's rhythm sounded less natural and sometimes affected intelligibility. The study also found vowel substitutions and syllable reductions in words such as decision, scientific, and Oxford. These differences occur because English uses complex consonant clusters and reduced unstressed syllables, while Tamil generally maintains clearer syllable timing and fuller vowel pronunciation. In addition, the participants showed difficulties with connected speech, including elision, insertion, and substitution. For example, some consonants were omitted while unnecessary sounds were added. This suggests limited exposure to natural spoken English and its linking and reduction process. Finally, the speaker demonstrated flatter rhythm and inconsistent stress placement, likely influenced by Tamil prosody, which relies more on pitch and loudness than English stress timing. Overall, the findings highlight how the first language phonology strongly influences English pronunciation and spoken intelligibility. Okay, for the next part, which is conclusion. Okay everyone, so for the conclusion part, so in conclusion, this study successfully examined the suprasegmental features of a non-native English speaker by comparing the pronunciation with BBC Standard English. The analysis focused on syllable structure, connected speech, stress, rhythm, and intonation. The findings showed several pronunciation differences, including H dropping, vowel substitution, syllable reduction, consonant deletion, and sound insertion, which affected fluency and natural speech rhythm. The study also confirmed that first language influence, particularly from Tamil phonology, strongly affects English pronunciation, since English is stress time while Tamil is more syllable time. The participant's speech often sounded overly articulated or simplified compared to native English pronunciation. So in addition, the findings highlight the importance of teaching suprasegmental features in English learning. Many pronunciation difficulties were related not to grammar or vocabulary, but to stress, rhythm, and connected speech pattern. Greater exposure to authentic spoken English and pronunciation training may help learners improve intelligibility and communication confidence. Overall, this research demonstrates that suprasegmental features plays an important role in spoken communication and provides useful insight into the pronunciation challenges faced by non-native English speakers influenced by Tamil phonology. So thank you everyone.